Broadcasting live from the watercolor ravaged bayous of Louisiana. I've, I'm operating on half a peg today, people. So just take what you get and like it. Today, we are broadcasting on not one, not two, but three venues because I have some things I need to address. Old business. We are broadcasting, of course, on YouTube at Maximilian, on Nakatosh Studios, and my personal Facebook page. Because I've got some old business that I've got to just kind of get out of the way. I am 100% retired from tattooing. That is I did it for 30 years, people. 32, actually, 33. I'm not happy about it. I'm not excited about that part of my life being over, but medically, I have no choice. Even though I got, some people are under the impression that I got this work done on my neck because of bad spine or something like that, and it's more than that. I have what's called OPLL, and hold on, I'll give you the full name of it. Ossification of posterior. Oh no, wait, I lost it. Ossification of the posterior longitudinal ligament. Basically, what that means is all the ligaments in my spine are turning to bone. And eventually I will look like that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle with all the spine shit coming out of his back. They cut open my neck because my spinal cord was being crushed. So I still have nerve damage running basically across my back. And if I have a really bad fall or anything like that, it means either death or Max is a quadriplegic. And that is a day-to-day reckoning. And on top of that, I've somehow developed epilepsy. Now, the way it manifests is more communication wise, instead of, flopping around on the ground like a dying goldfish from an 80s rock video. But all these things combined, I cannot tattoo anymore. It's not going to happen. I get people posting and commenting, I can't wait for you to get back to tattooing. I want you, and I know they're saying this with love because they love my work. Thank you for that. And and they know that was something that brought me just happy. I love going to work every day and knowing that I get to color on people and get paid for it. It was amazing. I get to remain a fucking child forever. So lost boy syndrome or something like that. Mr. Henderson, I you know what? I'm not going to kink shame you. Thanks, baby. You're a treasure too, Master Son, and we all love you. I I really I love my clients. I've had the best clients in 30 years. I could not ask for better clients. And I love almost all of them. Some of y'all could go, fuck a duck, but 99.9% of you I absolutely love and cherish. And it's um and I've not had the best couple weeks. So if I've commented on anything anybody has said and it sounded harsh, please don't take it that way. Because I don't mean it that way. I am at a point of uncertainty. And 50 years old is not a time to be uncertain about things. It's one of the reasons why we have a lot of the fuck sticks doing the shit they're doing in this world right now, because they're old and they're uncertain, and young people scare them. And, because they just can't come to the realization that adults aren't fucking real. We have just evolved out of the larval state, and now we are, oh, okay. We'll just throw that cup down anywhere. Cool. I don't like breaking my shit. It is. I know all the people. I mean, everybody who knows me. Listen. I don't have anybody on my Facebook that it's good to see you too, Miss Sarah. No, I'm broadcasting on 3 different stations. So if I'm responding to somebody, it's because I've got comments coming in from Facebook, from the Nakatosh Studios page, and from YouTube. So it's going to be a little bit all over the place. But I am also saying all this because I am probably not going to keep broadcasting on Facebook. So if you're watching this right now on Facebook, in my bios, you will see a link for my YouTube page. And that is going to be where you can find me from now on. The Facebook is just, I don't know. I may keep doing it, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. So, but I know that a lot of my Facebook people are like, "Where's Max?" Oh, well, Max has been trying not to die for the last. God, it's been 3 years. 3 years of this shit. 3 years you guys have listened to me whine about. Oh, this hurts. I'm just as tired of it as you are. I promise. Oh, Cooter's Garage. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I am finally a real YouTube channel, because if Cooter's Garage took the time to come and visit me, then I've made it. God damn it, I'm finally a star. Thank you, Cooter's Garage. Godzo, good to see you, bud. Not a goddamn thing. Ain't nothing going on here. Nothing to see. My good friend and co-host of Figure Fight Club, Talib, 1980. That listen, and if you're on YouTube, Talib has started. You need to go check out his channel and the Figure Fight Club channel. They are starting a Decepticast. If you like Transformers, man, let me tell you, Talib knows his shit. So check him out. He's got something. I think it's happening this coming Monday. Time and dates will be made available upon request. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, something like that. I'm glad you got to speak this time instead of, coming on the show and uh basically just standing there for an hour waiting for somebody to talk to you. It was a good show, AFA. We loved having you. It was so okay. So in reference to this, Master Son, we know that Dens is still in Spain. We know that one box has arrived. Still, absolutely no idea what has happened to the Vanguard that we sent down to Colombia. Whether it's going to show back up on my porch any day, whether it will show up 2 years from now, whether I should have ordered 2 tan haul kits from Valiverse today or just the one. It We don't know, but he should be. I know he's spending the rest of this month, so it's going to be at least July before we know anything more. And once we do, we're going to get with Figure Fight Club here. Oh, yeah, this way. And Mr. Abby, we're going to have a unboxing show of at least what he got. So at least with the figures and everything that everybody sent, and hopefully the Vanguard, he gets it. So yeah, I mean 50% is better than 0. It's all about cannot wait. Oh, speaking of DFW, man. Oh. So let me tell you, Dallas Fort Worth action figure toy show this coming weekend. Not this weekend. The 26th weekend. And the Fez will be properly represented. And so will the stickers. They have arrived. I have, after my wife and kid took their tithe, I have 98 of these. And excuse me, you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm going to keep one for myself. I have 97 of these. I never keep one for myself. And so if you see the Fez at Dallas Fort Worth, just come up, ask me for a sticker, and I will tell you at that time what you got to do to get one. Now, just ask me for a fucking sticker. I ain't gonna make you. I would never make you go up to Laser Pants or Bobby Vala and say Fez Life rules. I would never think of doing something like that. Yeah, that's daddy tax. That's it. Master Son, you and Haystack, seriously, you two, I need to bring you two together. Rowdy Riles in the house. Ow. Welcome, ma'am. Was you doing a thing? Just a thing? Okay. All right. I would love if we could get Haystack to bring one of his, 24 Hummers and APC units and maybe a water purification device or a howitzer or the small National Guard armory. Listen, so I found something. Haystack, you're gonna love this. So back in little oh god, I can't believe it's really been 1983, but we had some wrestlers come to the fairgrounds in little at the Texas County Activity Center, pride of the Panhandle, and me and Haystack went to this, and apparently the same show also came here to Natchitoches. Junkyard Dog, Hacksaw Jim Dugan, King Kong Bundy. Me and Haystack went to this show when we were kids. I don't know if he remembers it, but that was I finally found this was a newspaper clipping somebody stuck onto a board, and I found it at a pawn shop for $1, and I was like, I'll buy that for $1. That's right. That's right. My mom did take us. And listen, I'm going to tell you something. So, King Kong Bundy and Junkyard Dog, I don't know if this was maybe Hacksaw Jim's he was just having a bad day, but he definitely had too much to drink, because I remember listening. They had a curtain where they came out, and I was over on the side bench, and I could hear what they were talking about. And I heard Junkyard sitting there telling Hacksaw, I was like, you can't be this fucking drunk, man. There's kids out there. There's kids out there come to watch you. You need to get your shit together, man. Get your shit together. Man, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he came out and put on a good show. We all had a good time. I don't know shit about. Listen, when I was a kid, like first grade, this would have been like 1981, 82. Before we moved out to the Panhandle of Oklahoma, we lived in a little town called Hennessy, and Hennessy, just like the liquor or should be taken in small amounts. It's a little nothing town. I had a principal. I got a lot of for a little nothing town, I got a lot of interesting stories about Hennessy, Oklahoma. My principal that did first grade there, and I was always in trouble. Every day I was getting corporal punishment from the principal, and I'd sit there, and it's a little weird when doesn't matter what you do, you're getting your ass beat by that principal every day. Years later, it turned out he was involved in a murder-suicide with his wife. I don't remember if he shot her and then himself, or she shot him and then himself, but I'm hoping it was the latter, because payback was coming. But yeah, anyway, where was we? I was talking about something. Hennessy, Oklahoma. Yeah, I've got two Vanguards. I've got a muddy gray and a regular tan. So I got the haul kits for them today from Valaverse. They went up for sale. So at the I was talking about wrestling. Okay. So my mother thought that I needed to learn wrestling, not wrestling, wrestling. So I did wrestling, and I guess I was pretty good at it. We went to compete. I mean, for a fucking first grader doing wrestling, it's whatever. And so I hated it, because after we were done, I had to walk 3 blocks, hot, sweaty in this damn working out and all this crap, and then I had to walk 3 blocks home every night. As a 8-year-old, I hated it. I'm like, I want to ride, and I was a whiny little shit. So I competed one time. Well, apparently there was nobody in my weight class to compete with, so they put this guy who was twice my size in the circle with me, and he just looked at me and was like, and down I went. And I went to the bathroom, changed into my civilians, told my mom I was ready to go home. And that was the end of Max doing wrestling. I got slammed. That dude knocked the wrestling out of me. That was the end of it. First grader, 8 years old, done. Done. You won, sir. You won for the rest of my life. I am done with wrestling. Oh, dear gods. Um, but yeah, it was oh, now this wrestling place that I'm talking about, Haystack, is was in Hennessy, Oklahoma. I didn't do any wrestling when I was up in the Panhandle. That was past. It had already been knocked out of me. I do wrestle for Legend Series Wrestling Association, and you can check me out and with my wrestling party partner Ken's Toys. Uh, Legend Series is really great. I can't wait for it to start up again. Um, it it's fun. He plays the digital, the raw video game and stuff like that. And I don't know what's happening. I just wait for me to like. I'm just there for Tony. I just like hearing him say "wow," doing the the side ring color. That's what am I bringing to DFW? That's a good question. I've got I got a vamp and a brand new vamp and a brand new stinger in box. I've got a Chuckles that just Jeff wants. Um, I don't get a lot of extras, but I definitely need to bring something for Chad's swap meet. Um, I guess I really ought to start thinking about that, huh? Uh, I got a 12-inch. There is a guy I've mentioned him before. Um, Dogmal Snow on Instagram, Dogmal_Snow. He has the Snow Corporation. He does custom 12-inch figures, and he is amazing. And I've got one that he did as a Kickstarter. Um, it's a really, really cool figure, but I've kind of limited some of my um, toy stuff. Um, 12-inch is something that I don't know. I like my old vintage Joes, and I don't know. I'm really gonna give that some thought, Masterson. I I have no idea what I'm gonna bring. Um, yeah, those gears when they turn that hard, you know this. gear lube starts smoking. um, Speaking of Joe's, how about we get some Juneteenth representation here with some heavy duty? Happy Juneteenth, everybody! And oh my God, I just realized the back of his hat. So, can you see that? Come on, focus on that. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Shred Head. um, Man portable heavy weapons system. You know what? Hey, listen, I was really worried about this figure. I was genuinely worried about it. Heavy duty has never been. He, I like his cousin Roadblock. It that Roadblock's, that's my man. Heavy duty he kind of came on towards when I was moving away from just toys generally, but I was really worried that Hasbro, especially with all the tariff shit and them moving factories and it just basically nobody kind of knows what's going on, so everybody just worries and thinks the worst. And I really worried with this figure that it was going to be shit. And it's such a weird figure with all the this, geez, man, I tell you, he's not only deaf, he's probably blind. It this is just, I love this stupid shit. This is what I miss about the Joes. Not give me a septic tank. But I was really worried, and I think a lot of people are right now. And you hear it in a lot of conversations across a lot of toy tubers. Um, either they're just denying that tariffs have an impact. Um, they absolutely do. And corpo going to be corpo. So, it's definitely something that you're going to have changes. Now, are those changes going to be represented by them just screwing with quality control, putting out shit that yeah, that Amazon exclusive Roadblock is it's my favorite Roadblock at 100%. Stu, it's good to see you. Mr. Safety. You know, let me ask you something. Hey Stack, I know you're out there. So back in your heyday, if somebody from R&D came up and was like, "Hey, we got this system we want to test out, and it looked like this," and they strapped you in this thing, you'd have done it, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would have. You'd have fucking done it. Of course you would have. What am I asking? You'd have come home and been like, "What?" Well, I'm glad to hear that, Stu. Keep doing well, day by day, bud. Um, Back to what I was saying. Are we about to see a lot of quality control issues? I've already, and listen, man, I got some shit about that snake armor and how, and you mark my words, the reviews are starting to come in because they're starting to hit us straight, which means some people who've got to get them reviews in are definitely paying somebody from Australia to ship that shit. and get it over here as fast as possible. There are no ankle pivots on that snake armor. Now, I noticed this day one, that there were no ankle pivots on that thing. You can see it just in the toy photography that they took, which means that is going to limit how you can, the posability of that snake armor. And I saw somebody yesterday with a video up, and they stuck a Destro in it, and they were like, and you know, people throw, I'm tired of the word fucking shill. I'm so over it. But when you see that that figure doesn't fucking fit, and you still look into this camera and say, well, it fits. No, it doesn't fit. You know it doesn't fit. Say it doesn't fucking fit. We're grown-ups. We've already got it. You already started seeing just the few videos that are out there. Now you're starting to get a few more availabilities back on Hasbro Pulse, because some people are canceling some of them motherfucking pre-orders. Yeah. Yeah, you saw that Destro bullshit. The Destro didn't fit. It fits. Just get it in there like this. Destro don't need to. Yeah, he got. That's why you've been seeing a lot of the toy photography of that snake armor with those little Valkyrie, the smaller female figures in there. But that, you know what? Okay, that's fine. That could be just G.I. Joe Classified does not sit well in a 90-degree pose on any of them. Any of them. You got those belts. There's always something, going down that's going to screw with it. It does not sit in a 90-degree. They just don't. It's what you got. And I'm going to hold off because I think that some of that could be just posing. You just need to get them a little bit better, get the, the knee bends, holding off on that. But the fact that it doesn't have something as simple as an ankle pivot, when every Transformer, every figure, literally every fucking thing that has come out of Hasbro in the last, got at least 5 fucking years. No, longer than that. At least 6 years. The last 6 years. Everything that has come out of Hasbro has had an ankle pivot, but you couldn't put some on that snake armor. And it's, that was one of the first G.I. Joe toys I ever had was snake armor. It was my favorite, even with, if you couldn't fit a figure in it, even without that, it was, yeah. And I got called out for that shit. I had people was like, no, that's not true, Max. That's not true. It's got an ankle pivot that, it's excuse me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I really, I'm with you, Talib. I don't really need a figure to fit. When they come out with, I'll have one just to match the comics, one with a snake eyes in it, and when they come out with Quinn, oh Quinn, give me that Quinn. I'm gonna have one with a Quinn in it. So that's. Yeah, well, Power Rangers suck anyway. So, Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. Okay, I'm surprised that something I'm not surprised that they did it. I'm surprised that again, people really need to listen to, and I'm not even going to name his name, to toy designers that talk to you about the process. Somebody sent that design off. It came back to them for inspection. Hopefully, they inspected it. And somebody said, this, this right here, this is okay. And sent it back for production. Probably not once, but probably twice. Now, we have been told this process. Yet, shit like this, and I am never going to not bitch about the lack of an ankle pivot on that snake armor. That shit was expensive. That is, and I generally believe that they wanted to include a figure with it. I know at some point in that conversation they were like, okay, we're going to have a figure, a pilot for this thing. And because it's going to be this is $100 box. Wait, what? Hold on. Well, it was already $100, wasn't it? 80? It was like 80, something like that. I don't know. I got 3 of them. So I'm probably going to be one of those. Y'all welcome, because I'm probably going to cancel a couple of the pre-orders too. Oh, man. They need to make Quinn. That just no, I this is yeah, and that's too bad. Um I think they're gonna I'm really anything that's Larry Hama related, the old and I when I say that I'm just talking about the old comics, is all starting to take a backseat to Energon universe. Um you've already started seeing a lot of the figures uh and speaking of which, because I know true Star Screamers out there lurking in the shadows. Fuck you, man. Just fuck you, okay? Energon Universe is it's good. It's good. It's I keep it hidden under a Larry Hama GI Joe so nobody sees it. But it's good. Um I'm just my problem with Energon Universe is wait is pretty minimalistic, and basically it's just that cross format shit. Just give me one book. Just give me one book. You want that's or at minimum two, okay? And I think that's kind of where they're starting to get to, where they're just going to have GI Joe and Transformers, and they're just going to kind of mingle a little bit, you know. Occasionally, I guess some peas and carrots are going to touch. So, ow. Yeah, and that I think that I mean it's the only media that they've got. This toy line needs media. And if it doesn't have that media, then that's what's keeping it alive. And man, comic books is a stretch because not a lot of people are buying comics right now. I mean, that's $4. And that is slim as fuck. How many pages is that? Hold on. How many pages do you get for $4? You get, there's the ad pages. Oh, I love the smell of a comic book. Is how much bullshit this is. They don't even put page numbers on comics anymore. One comic. So let's find out. So you've got cover art. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. You get 20 pages. So, okay. I think you used to get what, 25? So that's not much. I mean, yeah, okay. I'm all right with that. I mean, I remember playing 50 cents for that many pages. Skybound is pretty dedicated to Larry Hama and the Energon universe. And I think they're playing that right. They know that, and I'm glad, because that was my initial worry about Energon universe to begin with, was that was going to become the sole property, that everything else was going to be gone and all you were going to have was EU. And they listened to the people, and the people were appeased. You got Larry Hama doing A-Raw, a Real American Hero, and then you got Energon Universe. And I mean, that at least that makes me happy. I don't know how everybody, I can't speak for everybody else. I can just listen to the masses and kind of put a few things and together. So it's yeah, 20 cents a page. Yeah, I mean, you got 5 pages of ads and the pit, with uh letters, and you got at least 4 pages of letters back there. So that's it's a good listen, it's a good comic. Um Comic prices have been kind of ignorant for a while. Um I just $4, I say that. I mean, most kids that are still buying comics, um and I do see kids in the comic shop, and I do, of course, want to also give a shout out every time I can to Excalibur Cards and Comics in Shreveport over on East 70th Street. If you're ever in town, stop by. And Master Son knows what I'm talking about. Tell him about the virtues of Excalibur Comics, because I know I've seen you in there. um, it's it's good. I mean, you're starting to see a lot of the toys, you know, like the Optimus Primes, with the Megatron arms. That's definitely from the EU comic. Um, Yeah, they have 2 locations, Master Son. They have the Shreveport and Texarkana. So I haven't been up to the Texarkana shop. I need to get bored one day and make a trip up there just to get the fuck out of this house. Uh it's I was gonna do some drawing today. I've even got a pile of I've got a commission piece coming up. I've got to one of the last tattoos that I did was a fullback piece. Um Japanese art, Oni mask in the corner, some swords, hot sake bottle, and what um, some dragons, all this stuff. So I've been commissioned to take that as a life size uh, watercolor painting. So I'm going to be doing that. Uh, that is going to be my near focus now that I've kind of got everything back the way it should be. I'm kind of waiting. I've got the crescent board I'm about to get cut out, but I'm not going to really get started on it until after DFW. That is kind of my focus going down there, making connections, visiting with people. Man, everybody should like sake. Oh, see, this is how you get Mac stories. It's like Abby says, "Oh, here comes another Mac story." Yeah, fuck, I got so many of them. So there's a place in Oklahoma City called the Samurai Sake House. Samurai, samurai, samurai. And it was run by an actual fucking samurai. Um, he was just oh, oh, there's that thing I dropped the other day. Um, I used to go and I did a little work for Rock 100 the Cat out of Oklahoma City, and they used to do live with Blade Runner over there. They had just live band that would play in the corner, and this money tornado cabinet used to get in, and it was you could get the regular sake and stuff like that. Hot apple sake. Oh, mm, mm. I can't drink anymore, but if I could, I would drink sake. Y'all can take your well, okay, maybe 30-year-old Glenfiddich. I might be talked into once in a while. But sake is just a treat. And it was especially a treat if the owner of Samurai Sake House at the end of the night came and brought you some of his personal hot sake. Now, usually in my life, when I've experienced something for the first time, it's usually met with, I don't know. Um, it's, just kind of experience it and then you realize, oh, I was a dumbass. This is an amazing thing and a treat. Uh, the owner of Samurai Sake House, I'm going to remember his name, but for the moment it escapes me. But he was a wonderful, wonderful person. And he was always kind and he always had a nice thing to say, as long as you were, also a kind and nice thing to say person. If you were a fuck stick, he'd cut your fucking head off. His wife, on the other hand, was very quiet and reserved. And she was a very Japanese woman. For those that know, that means exactly what it means. I don't really know how to explain without sounding offensive. So I'm just not. She was just a very Japanese woman, old school Japanese woman. So she came out and brought out this beautiful, all I can call it was an arrangement of sake and sake cups. And she poured gently each sake. And I didn't want any. And I think that woman almost murdered me. She was very upset, and she took, what was his name? It's going to come to me. I'm going to think of it just in about an hour. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, that's what it is. She was so upset that I would turn down such a gift that she wanted to cut a fool. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I don't. She was just a very traditional Japanese woman, stuck in the middle of Oklahoma City. And bless her. And she was wonderful. She was absolutely wonderful lady. I got to know her after this event passed, and she realized I was just some, dumb yank that that didn't know no better. Because I ended up taking the hot sake and drinking it, and it was wonderful and got me fucked up. But yeah, it's Kaiju Kitty. How you doing? Yeah, and it hit suddenly. Like it's like taking a bong hit of some really really good stuff. Because you're like, ooh, damn, sock it to me, and then about 5 minutes later, you're like, yep, sock it to me. Oh my god, I miss Samurai Sake House. We were there. It was on May Avenue in Oklahoma City, and it was just a great location. Some of the best Japanese food. Just really, really, everything about that place is wonderful. And had just finished up doing a live broadcast and got helped get the band off the stage when a 4-ton refrigerator unit got thrown through the wall because there was a tornado going on outside. It was just like da 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 da, boom. Oh, that just happened. Yeah. Uh. Oh yeah. Okay. So you like mezcal, not tequila. You're one of those guys. Okay, I got you. How you doing, Robert? Good to see you, bud. It We've got a little Hana's here in town and here in Natchitoches. They've got a little bar out behind the one over on in the old quarter, and they do a really nice hot apple sake. Just and I know it's like kind of a lady's drink, but I don't give a fuck. It's delicious. um, I got my watercolor sets out. I to finish up with kind of the action figure talk. I am it really is. Like, I mean, I've never been one. I don't really get drunk. I don't know if it's my metabolism. When I did drink, I could drink astronomical amounts and not get messed up. You get a little head change, but it's um sake on the other hand, sake makes me stupid. I go from 187 to about 7 the IQ chart. That it's gone. I just get it is a good drunk. It's a celebration. Well, listen, if you can get me to drink, then it's a celebration. Um, that water and coffee. That's my. Speaking of coffee and the Japanese, they got some coffee shit that is amazing. See, I never had a hangover. I can't tell you. Everybody's just like next morning. It's like, oh, what I do last night. Me, I'm just like, no, cool. I'm just, I've never been a morning person. You can ask Haystack. You can ask my mother. Um, Me before 10 o'clock is it's I'm a little sketchy. I might cut a person. But, that but hangovers are something that have never really had one. Um, I used to work at a bar in Liberal, Kansas called the Salted Dog. And I discovered two things. One, I cannot digest anything made by Seagrams. Crown Royal, I can drink a whole bottle and not get even the slightest bit buzzed. Not even the slightest, because it just sits in my stomach. And then when my stomach gets full, it evacuates. So that but I can't, like, Seagram 7, nothing. Not anything. I don't know what it is about Seagrams that my stomach will not uh just it does not disperse. Now, that being said, Southern Comfort, that I like that stuff. So my drink of choice, if I had one drink and I couldn't have, Napoleon brandy or a 30-year-old Glenfiddich, or something else of exceptional price, because I was a spoiled little bitch. Um, I would have Southern Comfort, take a tall glass, two fingers, Southern Comfort, orange juice with a splash of pineapple, three ice cubes, give it a shake, give it a pour, and you're good to go. You get your vitamin C. If you get good orange juice, you get your vitamin C, a little calcium, and vitamin D, and you get a buzz. And you don't smell like booze. So when the cop pulls you over later, you're like, no, I swear I've not been drinking at all. I would never do that. See, I don't smell like alcohol. Scotch is good. I can only drink scotch if I am having a really good cigar. And considering I used to sell $40,000 worth of cigars every month, uh, at a time I worked at a cigar shop, I am a next level connoisseur when it comes to tobacco leaf. I don't smoke it very often anymore, but when I do, I can take and listen. I promise you this: if you ever want to smoke a cigar and you don't know what to smoke, you find me in a cigar shop, and after 5 minutes and a few questions, I can pick the perfect cigar for you. And I can still do this. I was exceptional at it. That I really wish. I mean, the shit tobacco does to a human body, um, it deserves to be one of those things that just goes away. But cigars, pipes, I mean, on my wall right over there, I've probably got 5 grand in high end pipes. Um, Before I smoked every last leaf of it, I probably had 10 grand in in aged tin pipe tobacco. I mean, I had some really good stuff. Um, it Cuban cigars. It's I don't believe tobacco should ever fully go away, but it pretty much is. I mean, it's most cigars made today. I don't know. That's a whole. You know what? Y'all want to hear about tobacco? Let me know, and I'll do a whole show about it because I can honestly go on about that for quite a while. Um, but God, I was going to sit here and I've talked for an hour, and y'all keep me rambling. Yeah, and that's true. I mean, cigarettes, fuck cigarettes. I always hated smoking cigarettes. I never liked them. It was always something of a convenience, and they always just were disgusting to me. Now, a pipe, I mean, and pipe tobacco, I'm looking over. I know I got a bag sitting over on the shelf right next to a $650 Fern Down Canadian pipe, and it's just right over there. I could go and pack it, sit out on my porch, and have a smoke. Oh, God, how I wish it was like 60 degrees outside and not 95 with 100% humidity. Louisiana was not designed for pipe smokers at all. Um, it I ever have to if I'm ever forced to move back to Oklahoma, I will definitely be back to smoking a pipe just so I don't have to smell all those uh so I don't have to smell pig. It, oh. It's funny you mentioned Lucky Strikes because that's what I smoked. Non-filter Lucky Strikes. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Um, I don't know what the shit they're selling now they call Lucky Strikes. Those ain't Lucky Strikes. If that shit's got a filter on it, it's I don't know what it is. Uh, and when I couldn't get Lucky Strike, I smoked Camel non-filters. And you want to talk about something that just does? I am lucky, honestly, at 50 years old, with as much Lucky Strike and Camel non-filters that I smoked, that I don't that I'm not on fucking oxygen today. So, but yeah, Lucky Strike. That was oh my god. No, listen, now me and you know what Oklahoma's motto is. Oklahoma, come on vacation, leave on probation. Come on, see us now. Yeah, listen, I from Oklahoma City East. I love Oklahoma. Road work ahead. You better hope it works. Ha ha! Oh, I I don't consider the panhandle of Oklahoma Oklahoma. No man's land is no man's land. Nobody wanted it, and that's just the way all the people that live out there like it. It's far enough from the capital that they just kind of do their own thing, how they want to do it, and it gets done or it doesn't. And it is my problem is it is a desert wasteland, and I can't breathe out there. And also, I'm too broken to pretty much try to destroy some military vehicles the way Haystack would have me do. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That is almost 90% the reason I smoke Lucky Strikes, because I'd just be like, "Here you go." Oh, that ain't. Where's the filter? With your little brown fingers right here, because you getting the last draw off of it. Just like, yeah, no, you don't want none of this. You don't want to. Well, my grandma Betty, uh, my father's mother, smoked Pall Mall non-filters for years. She's the first cigarette I ever had. I'm pretty sure I stole out of her purse, and it was the Pall Mall and Lucky Strike were kind of it was pretty much the same cigarette. One was just long and one was short. She didn't have time for none of them shorties. But we going to the Will Rogers Theater? Man, that is a great spot in Oklahoma City. There's a sushi restaurant right next door to it. Oh, ooh. Speaking of some sake. Oh, god damn. Haystack, you might be the devil. I know I got a little one of you sitting on my shoulder going, come on, come on, come on. Come do it. Come do it. It'll be fun. You can do it. Yeah, it's you, Haystack, on my shoulder all the time in your little Oshkosh bagoshes. They put heroin in the filter. Listen, you want to know the worst cigarette I ever smoked? I'll tell you. So I was in Virginia Beach and I needed to get to, I think I needed to go west for a family reunion or something. So I hopped on a train and did the hobo thing from Virginia to Lawton, Oklahoma. Now, back in the day, early 90s, they used to run 3 engines. So you'd have the first engine of the train, second they'd have 3 engines up front, and then whatever they were hauling. And the engineer would everything would be run from the first engine, giving you a little train science for all you out there with the tism. This is good stuff. So if you got on the train and you could get into that third engine, there'd be nobody in there. And as long as you didn't fuck with shit, most engineers didn't give 2 shits. Now, if you're in there tearing up shit or trying to push buttons or something like that, but usually there was a bathroom in there and there's usually water bottles. So I got in there and I was just sitting, minding my business, being cool. Don't mess with shit. So the engineer comes back. He's like, we're going to be stopping soon. You want to get off, get something to eat? And I was like, just stopping or just stopping? Like, get the fuck off my train stopping. He's like, no, we're taking a break and then I'm going on and he says, we won't be stopping until after, by the time we hit Lawton. And I was like, I need to go to Lawton. And So we got no, not Lawton. Longview. It was Longview, not Lawton. See, Jeff, you got fucking with my mind. Go play your video games. No, don't leave. Stay here. So anyway, we got off the train, and I had just enough money to buy the cheapest pack of fucking cigarettes that they had. Winston's. I was like, I'll take anything. I just need a cigarette because that's how cigarettes work. You just need one more. Just need one more. I know there's people out there listening to me right now are like, damn it, Max, I need to go smoke a cigarette. And honestly, and this shit ain't much better. But so I got a pack of Winston's and I'm thinking, okay, I'm all right. These were $1 a pack. I'm like $1 a pack. Woohoo! I got enough to get me one of them little things of crackers. So I got some of them Winston's and I got back in that train and I lit one and I was like, yep, that's it. That's it right there. The Winston's, no bull, not late 90s. These were early 90s. This was the maroon pack that just said Winston. And I should have known because they had it in a bucket out front. None of that behind the counter shit. Now you ain't got to ask for these. We keep in a bucket out in front because we want you to go ahead and steal that shit. I lit one of those and it was the worst fucking thing I'd ever put in my mouth. It was like trying to suck off a tire. Yeah. That's about that's a horrible analogy. That's the only thing I could think of is just prom night with a fucking Goodyear. That it was horrible. Cowboy killers. You know, I used to get these ones. Yeah, speaking of my favorite Virginia Beach girl, there used to be a place called Joker's right on Atlantic Boulevard in Virginia Beach, right in the main little beach area. And Joker's was a head shop, and they sold death cigarettes, and it was just a black thing of cigarettes that just said death and had a skull and crossbones on. They didn't make it's kind of they didn't give a shit. It was like, yeah, you smoke these, you're gonna die. And that shit, like you could smoke, it was some kind of nicotine content because I could smoke one in a day. And I used to, when I got to a half pack of those, I was like, you know what? I need to stop this shit. Oh, goddamn. Fuck cigarettes. Fuck cigarettes. If you're smoking cigarettes still, it's 2025. You dumb fuck. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Words of the rowdy right there. Stop smoking cigarettes. They you don't want to sell me death sticks. I don't want to sell you death sticks. Yeah, I still, you know what? I remember when my dad quit smoking, he turned into he was already an asshole, but he turned into a real asshole after he quit smoking cigarettes. But he smoked Salem menthol 100s, and he'd get mad at me when I'd roll the window down because he apparently just liked the whole cloud floating around and all this. But to this day, anybody who's ever quit smoking cigarettes, I could smell that shit a mile away. And I never, it just, the smell to this day just kills me. Now, cigar, pipe, yeah, all day long. Fine. Cigarettes, can't do it. It just, It's so bad. Oh, listen, and Haystack will confirm this. I remember my McDonald's having ashtrays for at least 5 years after they said no more smoking in McDonald's. Oh, fucking cigarettes, man. See, we're talking about this. I was going to show y'all my Hayao Miyazaki watercolor palette and my brush set. I had some really cool shit to show y'all. I guess I can still. Um, listen, I'm pretty sure my grandma Doris, my mom thinks this, and I never in my life I ever seen this woman smoke a cigarette. But we're fairly sure that she used to sneak off and have one. And if I truly believe that if she ever got caught doing it, that it would have just ended her world, because it would have been so shameful for somebody to have seen her smoke a cigarette. And she probably would have killed whoever caught her. I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely would have happened. There would have been murder that day. Do you want show and tell? All right. I'm digging out for this watercolor work that I've got to do. I've got to get my art supplies in order. And I have a lot of fucking art supplies. Aaron. Hello. So this is my personal watercolor brush set. And I know it doesn't, you're like, oh, yeah, look, some paintbrushes. If you knew how much money was in this bag, you would shit yourself. But I love this brush set. I spent years putting it together and just finding the ones that would really. Now, this is just my watercolor brush set. I've got a brush set for acrylic, and then I've got my one shot, all my pinstriping stuff that I probably need to get those out and re-oil those things. But I need to go through, give my brushes a good cleaning, get some good preservative on them, get that going. And then this right here is $5,000 in watercolor. And when I say that, I absolutely mean it. I took this is the watercolor palette that I trained under a master watercolor artist named Danny Gamble out of Plano, Texas. And hold on one second. Hey, little assistant behind the TV, would you hand me that little Danny Gamble painting? Right side of the television. Danny Gamble was I don't want to say he did Southwestern art, but he definitely, yeah, the clouds. Yep. Bring it on over. Um, I'm going to show you some of his artwork here. Now, this was something that this is not representative of his main watercolor work. This was just something he did as a demonstration sketch in 5 minutes. And this is the man who taught me watercolors. I took 2 of his master classes, and that was so he said to go out and get this, and I've got each one of the colors written on the side. If anybody would, I have a somewhere I've got everything written down on a sheet. So if anybody sees me working on this watercolor stuff and they're like, that's a good palette, I'd like to have that palette. Let me know. I'll be happy to message you the layout, and it won't cost you 10 grand like it cost me. So yay for you. But this is my main watercolor palette. This is what I trained on. This is what I paint with, probably more than anything else. And it is filthy, nasty, dirty, and I like it. I like it a lot. And this one is a recreation of Hayao Miyazaki's original watercolor palette. Now, I will, on the YouTube channel, I will link to the video of the guy that I got this idea from. He wanted to recreate Hayao Miyazaki's watercolor palette. He went to all the work of identifying all of the colors, which one, like this one here, that hasn't been created since like 1989 or some shit like that. And another one over here that 2 rare colors that I end up paying. This is the same whole bean palette that Hayao Miyazaki uses. These are all of his original colors from his original palette that he uses. And that was about $400 recreating this. And it took me 2 years. And it was worth every dime and every minute. I cannot even tell you how just being around it makes me feel amazing. And that's I even got the brush that he likes to use. And where are my watercolor books? Oh, there it is right there. Now I'm going to show you his watercolor book. The first inappropriate joke will get you banned from all my shit for good. FO Homo drawing books. These are what Hayao Miyazaki likes to paint in. They are stupid hard to get. And they are really, really nice watercolor paper. You can usually get them from there's a couple press companies in England that I've had to, I can't find a Japan dealer. I've got a couple. I've got some really large ones. I've got some medium size, and then I've got these little small ones. And I need to do some more work in them. But I've got so much other paper that oh, that's a little, I think a 3-piece. Yep, that was maybe it went like this. Yeah. Just some little whatnots, tattoo design stuff. I had I think all of these I did with this Miyazaki set. That one might be Waverly. I should have some more of these somewhere. I keep giving shit away. But yeah, it is kind of something. Um it's Japanese, so who knows. It's just really, really good paper. I wish I knew where my big book was because I've got the layout. I don't know. I'm still, after packing up the shop and all that stuff, I hate fucking moving. I hate it. It is the worst shit ever because you never know where shit went. It's you're like, oh, I put it there. No, I didn't. And then you start thinking, is it in my head? My head that is fucking up? Am I forgetting shit? Or is it just because I lost it and I don't know where the fuck I put it? Or it's still packed up in a fucking box somewhere. Which is probably, you know, what's happened. Oh, I also got some of these that I really, really, really want to do some work on. Um, these are little dot matrix for doing shading in. Oh, that one comes with a tool. Um, I've never used this stuff. And I got it from my kid, and she never used it because she ignores everything I get for her because, you know, she's 21 and knows it all. Um, yeah, she's ignoring me now. But I really want to give these a try. I have never used these. I've got A set, B set, and C set. So if you'd like to see me do an episode where we do these, then leave a note in the comments. And I'll get something put together with that. All right, let's go through and see if I missed any comments. We're talking about cigarettes. Now we're over that part. What do you got to do in OKC, Jeff? That where your probation officer is? Just kidding, Jeff. I know you don't have a probation. God damn, y'all really want to hear about some cigarettes? Those bright and pretty don't even begin to cover the range that you have with Miyazaki's palette. Um, I mean, he's the master. He is sensei. Um, it uh, I his animations, stuff like that, are, they in their own right, they're fantastic. I actually found the where I can get a set of the acrylic paints that they use for a lot of the cell animation for um, Studio Ghibli stuff, and it's on the order list, but a full set's right now just out of budget. But hopefully soon. It's definitely on my Amazon wish list. So, um, I mean, listen, you had me at Lupin the Third. I mean, it's one of the, I don't want to say that's the best of all of the Lupin the Thirds, because there's some really fantastic ones out there. Um, but he definitely, I mean, Castle of blah, blah, blah. Yes, I said it right. Um, but the artwork I've got over in my art library, I've got a number of the Miyazaki watercolor books, which are basically just sketches of each animation that he does. And I've got Kiki's delivery service. I've got my personal favorite, which is Nausicaa. Um, that is that was, for some people, their first, you know their Hayao Miyazaki cherry was popped with the castle of Cog Leo. I can't even fucking say it. The Castle movie. I used to be able to pronounce shit like this, no problem. But now it's just. But there it is. It's right there. Robert has done the work for me. So just read and form your own pronunciation. And but Hayao Miyazaki's storyboard artwork for everything he does is amazing, and it's really what I strive for when and I need to I'm just now starting to get back, and I think getting this large commission piece done, and now that my other pieces are, have been totally fucked over because Max doesn't remember to take a deposit first. Um, it Yeah, look, all this audio visual stuff. I'm going to call out a fuck stick right now. All this audio visual stuff that you see me working on, that everybody likes to act impressed by, um, was all paid for by one guy who wanted me to do a commission piece. Well, now that person has disappeared, not paid me. He was like, Max, I know it'll help you. I want that artwork done. Buy all this audio visual stuff. I'll pay for it. You do this painting for me. So I go and get all this audio visual stuff. I get on YouTube, and then he disappears. So, Chris, I know you're out there, and I know you're going to see this. Fuck you. Gator gonna get his $3,000. At and I had some other shit go on. It's I the one thing that I do not like as an artist is having my time wasted. Um, I don't have much of it left. And some people um don't deserve any more of it than I have to give them. Uh as I said in the beginning of this, coming around full circle with this, I'm at a point of change. I've gone from tattooing every day for 30 years um, to doing nothing. And except fighting gnats. There's always two gnats, a master and an apprentice. So, um, to now basically just trying to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. Dormammu, I have come to bargain for a pack of cigarettes and paintbrushes. Listen, anybody out there comes across a carton of old school Lucky Strikes, holler at your boy. I got to transition, and I got to figure this shit out because I still need to yeah, fuck that Chris dude. It's a small world though. I'm gonna run into him again. Actually, you know what I say? All that. I hope something bad hasn't happened to him. I've known the dude for fucking 40 years, so we'll see. Nah, it hasn't been that long. 30 at least. But it doesn't really matter any of it. I've got to start being able to produce income. I've got to be able to work. And I'm an artist, which means I've got to produce art. And art's fine. I can produce a lot of art. Then I got to find a way to get it out there to you, the public, who wants to give me your money for that artwork. And that just means, producing. Typically, if you want to, um, a lot of people like Van Gogh, and they're like, "Oh, sunflowers." Do you know the amount of work that man did? His brother, I think they burnt paintings as firewood because there was just literally so many of them. And that's what I need to be able to do. That's what I was doing when I had my art studio before the fall. And just I need to produce a massive amount of art and get that done. And that means just basically the next year of my life painting, doing artwork, um, and not selling it, as I do it, or doing it, maybe it's made to order. I don't know. I haven't figured it the fuck out yet, and I think that bothers me more than anything else, because normally I'm pretty good at figuring it the fuck out. You know, I've done consulting work for others on this very subject. You know, that's really what it is. It's always the bridesmaid, never the bride. You've got a problem with your business, you're a creative, or you do something and you need consulting. I'm your man. I got paid big bucks for doing that shit. I should probably still get paid. Maybe that's what I need to do. Fuck all this artwork. Just go and tell others how to live their fucking lives. It's consulting was always something that I didn't like doing it. I was very picky about who I did it for because I don't like wasting information. And now with YouTube and kind of what I do with this channel is I'm giving all that shit away. Everything I know is up for grabs on this channel because I want what I do here to outlive me. And it's not that you can't get this information easily from hundreds of other YouTubers. You can't get my information. You can't get from Max. I got a sign over on my wall that says, if you can get it cheaper, then why are you here? And underneath that in fine print, it says it's a trick question. At the bottom, it says it's a trick question because you can't get my work anywhere but here. Well, but I want them to have it. It's free. Take it. I'm offering it. I get people asking me about, apparently it is a big deal about how good I sound and how my camera seems to be, picking up all my big pores. Um, um, People are like, well, what audio visual equipment are you using? I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll help you set it up. I'll invite you onto my StreamYard. I'll help you with your audio levels. If I can help you not sound like poo poo, if I can remind you to, use headphones when you go live, rowdy, max in 8K. No, fuck no, shit. No, I'm not even doing. If I record a video, I'll do it. I can do it in 4K, and I usually do. But max in 8K, oh dear gods, man. I don't know. The future AI overlords may need that to replicate me, so I may have to do it in 8K. I miss KGYN. I do not miss, and I will once again say, fuck you, Clear Channel Communications. You corpo swine pigs. Oh, fucking hate Clear Channel Communication. I miss my radio days. Radio was fun for me. I liked the music. Yeah, I know they destroyed it. If you knew just how bad they destroyed it, you would burn that place to the ground in Minecraft, in Roblox. There was a record collection going back to like 1920. Probably if you put it end to end, it was 12-foot high shelves, and there was probably 100 feet of shelves with 45s. All of it's gone. An entire history of music for 100,000 square miles. There were some people that lived their entire lives never hearing any voice on the radio except KGYM. There's some areas of southwest Kansas so remote that it was the only radio station they ever heard. And all that gone. All the live recording, yeah. Clear channel, fuck clear channel communication. And yeah, well, it's just now you can go, and I have done this, drive from the Atlantic to the Pacific and hear the same voice on the radio. It's all satellite. It's all, you've got one person who's just, that's it. It's all satellite fed. They flip a switch on and that's your radio. You get your some morning shows. You get the few that are worth listening to. Most of them suck ass. No originality, phoned in jokes. We used to get these newspapers every morning that would have birthdays, deaths, jokes, and facts. And I turn on a radio now and I can hear, oh, did you know that John Lennon was bottomless on a Rolling Stones album today back in 1967 or whatever day, and it's just like, yeah, they're getting that fact sheet. Used to get them every morning. They'd come in over the wire and that it was fun. DJing was fun. I like doing it. I even like doing it at the college. They didn't have anybody else on. They were like, "Okay, Max, you can go do a show." It was nice. Invite some friends over and see how we could evade those $10,000 fines when somebody eventually said "fuck" live on the air. You know who you are. Yep. Started every day with Deftones, My Own Summer. That was I don't know. It's the past is the past. I'm there's no radio jobs anymore. Of course I guess I do live on the my home is the highest point in Natchitoches. Like I think there should be a marker. I'm pretty sure if I could just get an antenna next to my house, I could probably run a damn good pirate radio station. Abby, have a good night, bud. As soon as I get off tonight, I am going to make some chicken masala and I'm going to use yogurt and not coconut. So that I'll let you know how it is tomorrow. Everybody make sure to join us tomorrow. I believe we have Mad Hatter on uh, Friday Figure Fight Club. And hey, listen, I'm for anything with Orson Welles. That was one of my big things with Transformers and Transformers the movie. That was Orson Welles' last performance for anything. Oh, Listen, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down. I've got a friend of mine here in town, and they have an antenna next to their house, and they don't want it. So all I need is a concrete slab, and then just raise that antenna. And I'm pretty sure they would find me so fucking fast. My head would spin. Yep. Orson Welles, Unicron, the voice of Unicron. There was a time I thought of sparing your miserable planet. He told his grandkids that I think he played something like playing some devil robot in a cartoon. Those might have been his last words. I think I want to do. I was gonna do just some uh voice work, and I wanted to read something and just pick up a book and do an episode of this show where I just read something. And I don't. I've got plenty of stuff that definitely falls into the um, public domain category. I could definitely read some Sherlock Holmes. Um, I think I could still pull off a decent Victorian British accent. Maybe try not to sound too Cockney. Um, every copy of that book should be burned, and I am definitely not. You know what? I am not the type of person who believes that any format of anything should be burned. But let me rephrase. 50 Shades of Grey should be ignored and lose all relevancy in this and every universe. Um, Morty, come on. Morty, come on. Let's go on an adventure, Morty. Come on. If you can do the Morty, I can do the Rick. Um I don't know. I'll figure out something. I'm sure. Listen, my reading things of um uh, it, I read some really obscure shit. There's one that I really want to do. Um, that it's actually an important book to me. Uh, it might have been recommended to me by a fucking idiot, but it's a neat little book. I'll bring it out. I got my personal little book collection over in the little barrister bookcase, along with some of my father's old books. I don't know. Maybe I'll just read some Oscar Wilde. I don't know. No, listen. I actually there's a channel here on YouTube. It is way too hard to pronounce, but if you look, and I did an episode of shout outs a couple back. It's definitely in the list of they do a lot of those the GI Joe comics, and I keep hitting them up. I'm like, man, if y'all need somebody, you just I'm just saying that I ain't doing nothing. It's what you need. They do a really good job with it. Um, I also am what's going on? Did I miss something, Rowdy? Oh, okay. If I missed it, you just message to tell me what I missed. Um, what were we talking about? See, oh no, you were a cruel man, Robert. No, why would you do that? All right, I hate that book, but I gotta admit that's funny as shit. That's just you ain't right, Robert. You ain't right at all. Oh man, I love my people. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up for the night. I caught my 2 hours. I'm sure that somebody is doing something, starting the next 10 minutes. So probably Jerk or Toy Gaines or somebody's on. Somebody that is probably more relevant than anything I'm doing, and they'll tell me who they are. So again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Next week, I don't know everything I've got going on next week, but I do know I may do something next week. I also may just be packing for DFW. We are headed that way early Friday morning. So I will be there Friday, hopefully 10 o'clock. I don't know when they're letting us check into the hotel rooms. So hopefully pretty soon. But I'll be there Friday morning. Again, look for the Fez, ask for a sticker, and when they're gone, they're gone. So we should be good packing and getting everything settled. So I may go on next week, but if I go on next week, it's probably going to be pretty short. I don't know that I'll have anything special, so it may just be me just yapping again. We'll just see what happens. Like with anything else. I mean, I said I was going to draw. I didn't do any of that because I'm a fucking liar. Fucking phony. Big phony. Said I was going to draw. He didn't draw. Fucking Max. God damn it. Why the fuck? Why I watched you for 2 hours? I didn't get a doodle. You know what? You want a fucking doodle? You want a doodle? Fine. I'll give you a doodle. Good night, everybody.